Hey, and welcome to another edition of What's Next with Joey McGuire. I'm Robert Giovanetti. And Coach, so much to talk about. 5-0 start, huge weekend in Houston.
Yeah.
New Double T, all the things going on. But let's go back to last weekend. First of all, the game in Houston, and man, what about that Red Raider turnout?
Yeah, it was incredible. You know, it starts. I mean, you know what a fan I am of the band. So
Yeah.
whenever I saw the band once, when I knew they were coming, I was
Broken on this show last week.
no doubt. It was awesome. And then whenever I saw them, you know, and just coming into the stadium, and as we were getting closer and closer to kick, when we were out there warming up, you just kept seeing more and more and more Red Raiders coming into the stadium, and it made a big difference. We had talked about it. We knew that it was going to be like that. You know, and our guys were really fired up.
I thought the interesting thing, when we pull up and you have that walkway to the stadium, just how deep it was with Red Raider fans. I mean, 5-6 deep the entire way, both before and after the game. I actually thought after the game, I told somebody on the bus, I said, "We're never getting out of here. Joey's gonna talk to all these people, and we're gonna be here till 2 a.m. It's a lot."
Well, one, you know, whenever you come into a away stadium where you're the visitors, you're always expecting the parents to be there.
Yeah.
You know, we have such a great parents group, and they were, but like we got off the fan and the parents were there. I mean, the bus and the parents were there, but so many fans, like you said. And then, man, I appreciate the fans. You know, I appreciate Red Raiders and everywhere. And you know me, man, I am going to stop and talk and take a picture and just because I want to show my appreciation for them being there and the support they're giving us.
I thought the great thing too. So in Houston had a good turnout.
Yeah.
But you guys were able to kind of neutralize that almost from the beginning. Saw that in some of the video too. You're like, we're going to be aggressive right from the start.
Yeah. You know, I think our guys feed off of that. You know, it's part of our personalities as a coaching staff. You know, and our guys feed off of that. So we've got to continue that. We've got to continue to be aggressive, whether we're on offense, defense, or special teams. And it's almost like as a coach, you're showing faith in the players when you're being aggressive and you're doing that. And then you're also showing that there's not this fear, right? That we believe in you and you should believe in each other.
You know, there's been so much talk about, and you promote it too, this defense, how good they are, and the numbers that they're not allowing or allowing, either way you want to look at it. It's hard. They're hard to scout for, I imagine, right? Because you can't replicate some of these guys. Sometimes you think teams come out there like, damn, these guys they're for real.
Well, I think it's a mixture. Like, one, no, you can't replicate the speed that those guys are playing at and the passion they're playing with and the physicality that they're playing with. And then the other thing that's helping our offense is like, this is who they go up against every day. You know, whether it's going up in our trade periods or good periods. I mean, we have those periods on Tuesday and Wednesday, more good on Tuesday, but like whenever you're sitting there and you're going, hey, we're fixing to go face this team, they're facing some really good players in practice. So that brings them confidence whenever they go into a game.
We look at like Lee and Skyler, they're loads on the defensive line, and you have to spend so much time on them. Then you've got Mello and you've got David Bailey. It's just a lot of edge guys that can it just hard to prepare for too, I imagine.
They are. And then, you know, you got the mustache crew that's playing at a high level. I mean, it's funny. I was talking to Ben Roberts' mom and dad, and she was right there with me. It was funny. We almost said at the same time. Whenever you have Jacob, Ben, and John Curry out there together, it's almost like this synchronized group that just move as one. And you know, it is really fun to watch. It's a cool thing to see 10, 13, and 6 play together the way they're playing together. And you know, that linebacker group, and John's still in there a lot. Man, whenever you see one, I mean, if you see those three, you see Bryce, you see Wesley Smith, You see our young freshman Brock, who's so lucky to be in that room. One, he's talented, but he's growing so much because he's around those old guys, and he's kind of like the little brother that they always kind of, rub just give him a hard time, but he's growing like crazy. So man, that's a fun group. But man, it is really fun to see the way they play together.
I've watched a lot of Tech football for a long time. I'm not sure it would not take long to call the roll of linebackers that have played as well as J-Rod.
Yeah. No, I mean, one guy's in the Hall of Fame, right? And then I think another one that is really good. I mean, I think he's in our Hall of Fame. I think he went in maybe last year or is going in this year, and I can't believe I'm seeing his face.
With Thomas Howard?
Yeah. I mean, there's probably a handful.
Would you consider J-Rod a Heisman Trophy candidate?
Why not?
Yeah.
I mean, right now everybody falls in love with offensive players and everybody.
Yeah, he plays a tough position. Yeah. But I mean, is there a more dominant player in college?
Well, I mean, if you're sitting there like, who are the front runners for the Heisman? I mean, I don't really know. I'd have to. I mean, it wouldn't take long to figure out. But like, who are the front runners for the Heisman? And then you say, okay, statistically, this is what they're doing at their position. Let's compare that to what Jacob Rodriguez is doing at his position, and it's very comparable, if not better. So let's start that.
Right. Where's Dowdy?
Dowdy will get it going.
There'll be J-Rod for Heisman. I got to see Emma, his wife, there at the game too. They mic'd her up. It was cool.
That was cool.
I did. I pulled a Joey McGuire and I watched the game, the TV copy after, and it was fun to watch that. And she's into it, and she's they're a great couple to root for too.
They are, and the TV crew did a great job of. I thought they did a really good job of talking about us and talking about different stories, and it was a good. It's always fun to watch a win, but it was a good production.
But people are starting to notice that. Obviously, we talked this last week. You've done a lot of podcasts But there's brands that always get the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
And you see them in preseason polls. And you mentioned this in your locker room speech afterwards. It's hard to go on the road and win. A lot of teams went on the road this weekend or went somewhere thought they're going to win, and they didn't. But we're starting to see people kind of jumping on the Red Raider bandwagon.
Yeah, we are, but don't jump on too much. I mean, give me some more stuff to stir up. Barstool did it last week, saying that we weren't. And I get it, man. Trust me, I'm not.
Yeah, they said we're due for a come down or something, right?
What they were saying. I'm just glad they said it.
Right, they're giving you stuff. Yeah.
I think it was Heartland. I just pulled up and took a screenshot of it. The upset of the week. That's going to be on my PowerPoint today of how much Kansas's offense is going to give this defense trouble. And look, again, they're not speaking without facts. I mean, Kansas is really, really good on offense. Jalen Daniels, like I said, the young man has played a lot of football. I think his first start was during COVID at Baylor.
When you said that yesterday, I thought, that's crazy that he's been around that long.
Yeah. And some of his, he was injured 1 year to where he got that year back and everything. But, there's this dude's seen it all. So he's not going to be surprised what we throw at him on Saturday.
Yeah, I just think that our league does not get the respect that some other leagues get, but it's hard not to watch the Red Raiders and think, well, they don't pass the eye test. They do pass the eye test. To me, when you're watching it, and you watch the TV copy and you see some of the things you don't see at the game, and you've seen film from every aspect, but I mean, this team, people are starting to kind of notice what's happening here.
Yeah, and you said it. I mean, I believe in our league. It's great football, but get out of the league talk, man. Let's just talk about who the best teams are, right? It's not about the patch you wear. I will say it. I'll keep saying it. It's going to happen this year in different leagues. But just because you play in a certain league does not make you a good football team,
right? Yes.
Right? It's what the product that you put on Saturday, and are you going out there and are you playing at a high level? And there's teams that are doing that. There's teams that have won. Like give Bama credit that they've gone back-to-back weeks beating ranked teams. And they're good teams, right? And so give them credit, but it's not because they're in a certain conference.
Yep.
Alabama's a good football team, you know, and I think you got to really separate that. That's the challenge for the College Football Playoff Committee is take away. You almost want to take away the names. You want to take away the conferences. You want to put a resume up of a team, and this is what they're doing. And how would you sort those teams out by what they're doing? You know, whether it's points they're winning by. I know people are going to say strength of schedule. I mean, hey, look, we put the schedule together. We play who we play. So if you play who you play and you're dominating who you play, then that has to count for something too.
For sure. And again, when you think about the schedule, I think one team was a late add to the schedule this year. But you know, when Oregon State was scheduled, the Pac-12 was still together as a conference, and that would have been a different matchup than it was this year. And even like you said before, Oregon State still has some dudes too that can play. They've struggled this year for sure. But all your team can do is go out there wherever and play the team you're playing.
Yeah, and if we do that and play at a high level, we control what we can control. That's what we can control, and hope it's good enough.
Other things we cannot take for granted because you've seen it around the country: empty stadiums. This one here, we've been selling out.
Yeah.
We have been snake bit with 2 rain delays.
Yeah.
But our fans have come through, and I expect this place to be pretty crazy Saturday.
Yeah, I've had a lot of my friends, and I have a lot of Red Raider friends that are like high school friends and college buddies, and Judd Hartage is one of them.
Judd's a great dude.
And he has said, it's funny, he and Cody have said this throughout the last few years, just wait, Coach, get on a roll and see what Jones AT&T Stadium is like in a night game. Like, give our fans something to really go after, and this place will be absolutely incredible. And that's what I expect Saturday.
And we saw it against Oregon State, and then the weather came.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
This place was juiced against Oregon State, and then the weather came, and you lost some people. But I expect to see that Saturday against KU. And you had a great point that you made at your press conference is, hey, we saw it at Utah, that fans can make a difference, can make an impact. I think our fans sometimes really get caught up in, hey, we're going to throw a lot of tortillas, and we like to do that at kickoff, but then let's concentrate on making some noise.
Yeah, and I think here's what we got to understand. As much as I love that tradition, that's our tradition, and that people might argue with me, and that's awesome. That's not intimidating. Right?
Yes.
Like seeing it the first time, if you've ever seen it, awesome. Kansas has been here before.
Sure.
They've seen it. This head coach has seen it. So that's not intimidating. Whenever that defense takes the field and you have 60,000+ people on their feet and they are going absolutely nuts for those 3 downs that Kansas team's on the field or whatever the drive is, that's intimidating. That is a factor. And so I think past the first thing, you're almost – I don't understand the point after it if that's the rule.
Right.
Like if we have a late hit on the quarterback and we get a 15-yard penalty and we just continue to do that and get a 50-yard, like how is that good football? And then on the other side, how is that good as a fan that's what you're – now it becomes – we talk about it all the time. It becomes all about you. It does not become anything about, I love Texas Tech, I'm going to make a difference in the game, I'm a passionate fan. That's out the door. Now it's like, hey, I'm just going to, I don't know what it is. And man, I think it's a big advantage for us that if we can make a difference as a fan base, getting on our feet when that defense takes the field, then it is intimidating. It's intimidating.
Yeah, that's what we really want to work on. We want to work on the fans making noise. We're going to do our part to build things in to make noise. But you bring up a great point. It's not intimidating if you get hit. I mean, most of the people getting hit by tortillas are our cheerleaders, our photographers. If you hit a football player or whatever, he's got pads on, he doesn't really feel it. And so it just does become kind of pointless at a certain point, I think.
Yeah, and you know what we're trying to do, and I have to do it. We have to do it as a football team. Is we have to make this place a really tough place to play, and the fans help. But you know, like I keep going back to our basketball games, which I think is the greatest atmosphere. We've gotten a lot of commits off our basketball games, but you don't see that stuff. Like tortillas are not a part of that. The missing the free throws and the tallies and stuff like that. We have to bring that in here to this stadium, that we affect the game that way. And the student body does a phenomenal job at the basketball game. Just to replicate that. Do the exact same thing that you're doing in the basketball game to the football field.
We want them to be loud. We want them to be, want people to come in here thinking, hey, they're kind of hostile.
Yeah.
But hostile just in the noise that we make. So,
and I do want to say this, you know, there is a softening of, like, it was 15-1. Right?
Right.
So there are some soft people out there.
For sure.
That
in the 15
that complained. And when it happens over the next, how many games we have at home?
4 more games.
4 more games. There's going to be some soft people complain about it. And they're not wearing red and black. And they're going to keep complaining and try to make it a big deal. They're going to try to make it a big deal instead of making it about the football, you know? And so I think that's important, too, to understand that if we go past that the soft people that made this such a big deal are going to just be soft again and make it about that instead of making it about the football.
The one was an all-conference linebacker. He's not soft.
No.
Right. He's
no doubt.
Yeah, he's tough. The one.
Yeah,
but,
no doubt.
But there's some others. We're going to have a drone show. It's going to be a great app. We don't know about a flyover because government shut down, but we're doing all the other things that to add to the atmosphere. So it should be a cool environment. Plus homecoming, plus the throwback unis too. What do you think about those?
Yeah, it's going to be awesome, man. I love the look, you know, and it's going to, you know, our guys are pretty fired up about wearing that uniform. It's a great look. Yesterday I walked down just to mess with the equipment guys and everything and mess with Zane and they had them all hanging up and ready to go, and I'm like, God, man, this is such a great look. So I'm excited. I think the helmet with the jersey is going to be so cool. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah, I always go when people come back. We did announce that they were shooting this. We did announce we're going to the next year, the flat double T. You've never really been. You like all double T's.
Well, Zane Perry told me my first year. I asked him, and that is a Red Raider. Like
Zane's a Red
Zane,
Raider for sure.
God, man, that's how when he greets you, he's a hello Red Raider. And it's this soothing voice. It's so awesome. And I asked him one time. I said, "Hey Zane, what double T do you like?" And he said, "Coach, any double T is a great double T."
So what an answer.
It really is. That's a Red Raider. So I'm fired up about it. I know our fans are fired up about it. It's going to be a great look. It's not, and maybe you can educate me better on this, but it's not the throwback double T. This is a total different
for sure
double T.
People think it's a throwback, but it's a modernized version of it, and there's differences. We'll put them side by side and show the old one versus what the current one to show the differences.
Yeah, and we don't have it on the game field yet, but we do have it on the practice field.
Yeah.
I know we have it on the basketball court and the volleyball court. Right? Don't we have the new one?
People are. I've seen some comments. People going, "Well, they should have not spent all the money on putting the beveled one if they're going to go to the flat one." They're not paying attention, because if you look around, we've been kind of slowly in putting this one into the system.
Yeah.
So, anyway, it's going to be fun.
I think that's also shows the great partnership that we have with Adidas.
For sure.
Because they were a big part of this.
They did.
Their creative team, our creative team, our history, kind of brought all this together.
Hey, and how about a great Red Raider, Mike Wallace, flew that helicopter into the stadium, and that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, Mike's one of my favorite. I really loved watching the video and seeing him put the tape up, level the bevel.
Was a great actor. He and Kirby were both great actors.
Yeah, they did a good job. I've been messing with Barron all morning this morning about his little acting deal. Yeah. And I think our softball player out-acted our football player. I thought she was a little bit better. But that, I don't know. I just like to mess with Barron about that.
Yeah, I told him we had a deal Friday night, a group in Houston, and I told him Mike Walson's a great helicopter pilot. I said, you're going to find that out on Tuesday. You don't know what I'm talking about now, but on Tuesday you'll find out. Now he knows. Everyone knows he's going to. I believe Mike's going to ring Bangin' Bertha to get the game started on Saturday, too.
I love that, man. What a great Red Raider.
Looking forward to this place jacked up. Congratulations on 5-0 start.
Thank you.
I know you're not satisfied. And
what's next, man?
What's next?
Yeah.
So we'll come back. We'll do it again for Joey McGuire and Robert Giovanetti. Wreck 'em.
Wreck 'em.